Hello, and welcome to the very first Improvement Roulette. So today we are going to talk all about our first two items that we chose, which was the project charter and the boutique shop. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to look at some of the problems or the challenges that small businesses like boutique shops are having right now. And the tool that we're going to use today to talk about is the project charter. So in this example, we'll talk about addressing some of those challenges using that project charter. Now, I'm Amanda Zimmerman. I'm a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt. That means I'm an efficiency coach and expert. I've worked for over 10 years helping businesses make their processes better, safer, faster, and more efficient. And now I'm trying to help small businesses transition to this new normal that we're moving to, right? So COVID was very different. We don't want to stay in that space, but we don't know what the future looks like. So let's come up with some creative ways that we can move into that future. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with Improvement Roulette. Yesterday, at random, complete random, we chose this boutique shop and this project charter example. Now that's crazy for me because, when I chose that, I thought, ooh, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I talked to a few boutique shops to see what some of their challenges were so that we could talk about exactly what could we use the project charter to solve an actual problem that boutique shops might be having now. So I have an example here. It's a fictitious example. It's not real. So we have an owner and a manager here. We have basically a boutique shop, and this example is in Oregon, where we have two stores that have opened up in Portland, so in the big city. And about 2 hours away on the coast, and the owner decided maybe in 2017 to open a third store. Now, because that third store is an hour and a half, 2 hours away, that means that the manager cannot, or the owner cannot be there all the time, right? So the owner is not able to always be on site. And especially with COVID, instead of visiting once a month, now she might be visiting every couple months. Now she's hired a manager to go ahead and take care of that shop. And the manager's done a great job so far. However, as we have these restrictions ease and we're able to open the store opens, and then maybe a few days it has to close because restrictions change, and then it opens. But when they open, they don't have a lot of customers coming in. And so the owner talked to the manager about this, and the manager said, I'm going to try some ideas, and I'm going to let you know how it goes. Well, the owner looks through the credit card statement and sees all of these purchases for little food items. And she calls the manager and she says, what are you doing? And the manager said, well, I added a little convenience store in our shop so that people can get snacks. They can get little drinks and candy bars. This is something some bars tried, some different businesses tried. Now, this boutique shop is a high-end boutique shop. It's selling dresses that are $150. So this does not stay on the brand at all. So the owner says, oh my gosh, it's not at all the direction that I would have wanted you to go. Sure, it's getting people in the store, but it's not getting the right people in the store. So this is where that project charter comes in. Now, this improvement tool is a great way to align the team. What I think is most important about any improvement tool that you find is that you understand the intent. And the intent of this tool would really be to get that alignment between different teams. All the time, any team that I work with, people all have different definitions of the same thing. It's unbelievable how many people have a different definition for the same thing, and they think they're aligned. So the project charter does a great job of helping to drive this alignment, especially if you have areas that are further away. It's also a one-pager that you can share. So you can have it in the back room, either for yourself or for employees, to see exactly what are you working on. Because the more people that we have thinking about this problem, the more we can come up with creative solutions to solve it. Now, you have to start with this because it's a bit counterintuitive. We want people to be creative, but we're starting with something that's analytical, so that's left brain, right? So this is actually intentional. What we want to build is like a box. We're going to build a box that we can be as creative as possible within. But if the people don't know the box, they can go in crazy directions, like making our high-end boutique a convenience store, We don't want to sell candy bars. That doesn't stay on with our brand. That's not going to sell $150 dresses, right? So what this shop owner did was they went ahead and they did this project charter. Now, this beautiful one-pager project charter helps you to understand what's the name of the project. What are we trying to change? Why are we trying to change it? We're trying to change it to increase sales, not just get people into the store. When are we going to start it? So hopefully, if we start it today, I wouldn't go further than 3 months. Now, you might be less than that, especially if you want to be pretty aggressive with this as a project. Then you want to think about, what is the problem that we're trying to solve? What is the definition of a defect? So what day would we not be meeting our goals? What does that look like? What are some of those targets and goals? And then we also have here, really important, is in scope and out of scope. So if the owner had been more direct about what was in scope and out of scope, then they could have maybe avoided some of those challenges. And then finally, we have our team. This is a great place to say, hey, we're all in this together. We've all reviewed this and we all know the problem that we're trying to solve. Now, this template is available. It should be in the post. If you want to go ahead and download it, you can access it there. So this is the project charter that I drafted for this boutique shop. So we can see here that what they want to do, well, they put increase customer shopping in store, but we said actually we want to increase in-store sales, right? So we're going to change that to increase in-store sales. And the reason is we want to increase sales. We want to be able to justify that we have this third shop, that we are able to make this profitable. Now, since the easing of some of the restrictions, even on days when we're open, we're only meeting about 10% of the capacity or the number of people that came in before COVID. So this is probably not something that's sustainable for this owner. They need to make more than $2,000 a day to remain afloat in this example, right? So that's their defect, is simply like a day where you don't meet your goal. What is that ultimate goal, right? So any day where you made less than $2,000 would be a defect. Now, we did put in here some goals. So we said that one of our goals would be to have more than 75 customers enter the store every day, more than 20 customers actually make a purchase, and each of those customers needs to spend at least $100 for us to meet our goal, right? For us to not have a defective day, a day where we didn't actually either break even or make a profit. Now, what's really important in this example for this manager and this owner is to have alignment on what's in scope and out of scope. So in scope, maybe we can change the store layout, maybe we can participate in more outdoor events, maybe we can change our social media strategy, we can connect with more of our customers, we can have announcements, we can have sales, right? So I don't think I put that on there. Let me go ahead and add that. So we could have sales and discounts, right? So that's something that could be added. We can have some PPE or hand sanitizer so people feel more comfortable coming into the store. We could advertise in different ways. All of those things are in scope. Now, what's out of scope is going outside the brand, right? So making our little shop into a convenience store would be outside of the brand. And then we have our team. So we have our team that's the manager, the owner, and then maybe other people that you should bring in. So we have here the assistant manager for the stores in Portland, but you might have other stores or other employees that you want to bring in. Now, whether or not you're a solopreneur or whether or not you have a team like this, it is really important to have a clear vision of your goal. So the project charter helps you get that clearer vision. So even if you are on your own, this can sometimes be a very helpful activity for you to understand what good looks like. And for you, it might be less about alignment of the team and more about setting very clear goals. What is a defective day for you? What is a day that you don't meet your goals, that you're not going to be able to break even or exceed your goals? What are some of those targets and goals? And think about it within that one project. So this is just one example of a way that we can look at a small business and a process improvement tool. So each day in April, I'm going to continue doing these short little videos to share these tools with you to help make it easier to transition to our new normal. So I'm going to go ahead and choose, or actually before I choose, I'm going to do, this is called a safety cross. It has a lot of different names. That's what I generally call it. But what I can do is I can color it green for today because I did this live stream today. This is a really easy way that you can see whether or not you're hitting your goals and whether or not you're doing well. So anybody that came in today could see, could see that I have a green. Any day with red means I didn't meet my goal. So anybody could see that really, really quickly. So let's go ahead and choose our next topic. So our next topic is going to be a hair salon. So we're going to talk about tomorrow, we're going to talk about a hair salon. And we are going to use the tool of not using people well. So we're going to talk about this concept, this challenge, this problem, this waste of not using people well at a hair salon. So how does that translate into some challenges for a hair salon that we could identify those places where we're not using people's skills and talents over or underutilizing them to be as successful as possible, right? So where are we not using that? And it's stopping us from maybe unlocking some of our value. So that's what we are going to go ahead and talk about tomorrow. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and make sure that today you find a way to be just a little bit better each and every day so that you don't have to work so hard.